Hi, my name is Laura Poppy. I live in the beautiful community of Indian Head, Saskatchewan, and I think the National should come to my town to feature a small program called Indian Head Today. It's an internet news broadcast that features events, news items, and businesses for our town and area. And I think it's a great opportunity for our community.
Brad Joyner playing the last Saskatchewan pirate. We're in Moose Jaw doing the stories you sent us. If you drive about an hour and a half east of here, on the other side of Regina, you'll find the town of Indian Head. It's named after a nearby hilltop and is at the gateway to the scenic Capel Valley and the Calling Lakes. It calls itself a progressive prairie town with the hustle and bustle of a community twice the size. And that means lots of news, exactly what you need for a daily newscast. Here's Dan Bjarnason with the story that Laura Poppy suggested.
Indian Head, Saskatchewan, about 1,900 people and holding, and another day begins. All's quiet so far, but not for long. The two local TV news hotshots begin their daily rounds, nosing around town, tracking down rumors, checking out hot tips.
You getting excited, Dan? We're doing the news.
Chester McBain and Dan Loran are the busiest news hounds in town. They're in the hectic, frenzied world of daily TV news and don't regard the local paper, a mere weekly, to be seriously in the news game. But they pop in, checking out what the competition's up to, picking up the odd tidbit, and knocking off a quick interview.
Just this way?
Move the chair to the left, turn to the right. Stand by. 5, 4, 3, 2.
In this week's issue of the Indian Head Wolseley News, be sure and check out the full-page ad on Doug Wong. We covered the Levi Thompson Challenge.
Well, okay. The competition here isn't really cutthroat. And Chester and Dan are not precisely into news, and they're not exactly on TV.
Of the Indian Head Wolseley News, check out the...
But close. They're on the internet, and they have daily deadlines, and Indian Head Today is available to the world.
We checked into a local radio station, and the CRTC regulations are just phenomenal, so we couldn't go with that. And then when the internet started really blooming, we found out that, hey, we can actually have our own television station and give people the information that way.
Well, gee, we're ahead of schedule.
This duo is an odd but successful match. Dan is a retired real-life TV cameraman, and Chester, when he's not doing news, is the town's economic development officer and a part-time magician. And there's no fat here. They've got multi-skilling down to an art.
Who's your main reporter?
Main reporter? I guess that would be me.
Who's the producer of this newscast?
The producer? That would be me.
Who does all the editing then?
The editing, I guess I do that as well.
And the assignment editor?
Assignment editor, I guess that's me again.
Can you give me a sense of your budget?
Our budget is 0.
I feel good. Yes, I do feel good, thanks to the Indian Head Hospital.
Here in Little Indian Head, armed with only their handycam and street smarts, they put together each weekday a package of around 10 minutes that's full of energy, fun, and surprisingly useful information, otherwise known as news.
We're just going to take a quick look and see what's all happening around here, and you can see right there. Annual Golf Club meeting, February 17th.
It's ugly.
And you've never seen a weather report like they do it in Indian Head.
But you can see that there's some blue sky straight out to the west there, so we might be getting some clearing, like they say.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you there, Chester. I can hear you.
Okay, so we do have a connection.
And they're unmatchable when it comes to tracking down local celebrities.
Do you want to go over that one more time? The whole works, Ray.
Okay.
Or should I just read it myself?
Maybe you should.
Oh, okay. Read it myself? Okay, well, I'll read this later, and we'll go back to the show. And down at the pharmacy, they're offering...
Chester and Dan are a couple of endearing free spirits, unhampered by the normal constraints of normal news.
We want to give a high-quality product, but we don't want to act like we're professionals because we're not. So I think that's where we have the leeway where a professional organization doesn't, that we can get away with it.
From a walkabout town and a drive into the day's blizzard, they managed to weave a sense of the world of Indian Head. A health tip from the local druggist.
Get your medications, blood pressure.
Hello, my name is Don McMorrison.
A blurb from the local politician.
I know what that is. That's Pictionary night at the Indian Head Library. Come on.
A chat with a librarian.
And we'll just have a good, fun night. Come on down. Wednesday?
It won't bring down any governments and it won't win any Pulitzers, but its style and sense of fun have made Indian Head Today a happening event. Must viewing, for example, over at Ivan Blakey's house, where neighbors throng over.
In this week's issue of the Indian Head Wolseley News.
Or out at the Federal Tree Nursery, where the guys goof off from work to catch the show. The world is being drawn into the Indian Head universe of Dan and Chester. The emails come in from Denmark, from Germany, from an American warship in the Gulf. Some days there's a story so big that the lead isn't the weather.
Tonight, the CBC visits Indian Head Today. Enjoy the show.
For the National, I'm Dan Bjarnason in, just in case you missed it, Indian Head, Saskatchewan.
Well, when we come back from the break, a special performance and a preview of tomorrow night's Road Stories.